Good morning, cyberspace, and happy Friday Eve to you. Well, just everything in my life of what I have to deal with in this IT world. As of, what time is it right now? Probably of or a little over 12 hours ago. No, it'd be like more closer to 14, forgive me. That there had been an alert run on stuff through the ticketing services I use, like WorkMarket and FieldNation, that there were sites for T-Mobile that their Cisco switches needed to be recovered, only because a certain patch update went out to certain locations within all of California and certain spots in Nevada. As of an hour and a half later into that, I get called saying, hey, can I go to one in Anaheim north of Disneyland? So, sure, no problem. And then we were talking about, like, other ones that I'd already put a counter offer in, such and such, and forgive me. So, they wanted me to do both that store and Thousand Oaks last night. Now, unbeknownst to me until I started seeing patterns, when I got to Anaheim and I was going to check in with the bridge and get that squared away of check-in and everything, I noticed one thing that looked wrong in the store. There was a lot of people there, but the staff were using the computers a lot. So I come to find out, when I checked in, while I'm got the bridge on mute and I'm talking with the sales manager at the store, I said, hey, you know, I'm being sent by the NOC team to go ahead and take care of this issue. Anybody not familiar with the term NOC, Network Operations Center, to, you know, handle the situation that happened with the update for the switch. And she said, a guy just left here not more than 20 minutes ago. And I'm like thinking, oh fuck, they are doing it. And I realized that this particular vendor uses both WorkMarket and FieldNation. And I'm thinking, oh crap, they're doubling up on the tickets and they're not being careful. And I realized this even prior to that was there were duplicate tickets being made for the two locations that are considered part of Whittier. So after squaring that out, calling into dispatch for the vendor and say, hey, it seemed like it had already gotten done. The guy just left 20 minutes ago, blah, blah, blah. They said I'd be guaranteed the hour, so I'm guaranteed an hour in travel. But even though originally when I took all these counter offers that a 2-hour minimum had to be guaranteed, and they were perfectly fine with that to begin with, even on realizing that, on their tickets, they were guaranteeing you 2 hours worth of work, for sure, no matter how it's done. So, I call up Thousand Oaks on my way out, and I'm telling them, hey, I'm in Anaheim, north of Disneyland. My dispatch team and the NOC want me to still try to get down there, either of when you close or whatever. Do I have to worry about security because this one's particularly in the mall? With all that being said, side note, I have something in Redlands at this particular time that they want me to do as well. This is another site, another T-Mobile store. So I'm telling the guy, you know, I still want to get it done. Am I going to run into any issues with security? They said, no, that's fine. Left it at that. Gave my number. I told them if any of the other management had an objection or they had any questions while I'm trying to drive down there, have them call me. So I speak with one about 15 minutes after speaking with the other gentleman that said I should be fine, just come on down. So the closing manager calls me and tells me, hey, it's looking to a point where we probably should just wait till tomorrow anyhow. He hasn't done any credit card transactions, so he can't confirm, deny if, you know, anything, but he said that the system was god awful slow because of the network, but he was lucky enough not to have to do any credit card transactions, and between you, me, and God's ears, probably didn't want to stay out that late. So he said, let's deal with it in the morning. I said, okay, fine. I figured it was too late to talk to anybody in dispatch, so I said I'll just put the message in my notes saying, hey, they're expecting me to come tomorrow morning. I put in notes for my Redlands ticket. So, coming now to current events. As of maybe a half hour to an hour, well, no, probably like maybe 45 minutes. So 45 minutes prior to me making this video, I was on the phone with my girlfriend trying to explain to her all the BS I'm going through right now. And since she's over at Patton Hospital and it's south of Redlands, well, north of Redlands, and Redlands is south of it, I told her, you know, depending on how traffic goes on one thing, that another vendor in the east having me go all the way out to 29 Palms to deal with a simple component for a bank. I told her these are all elements that could go ahead and affect if I'm showing up for a visit today. Right after I got off the phone with her, not more than 2 minutes right after I got off the phone with her, I get a call from dispatch saying Redlands got canceled. I said, oh crap. So I'm like thinking I'm not going to get any money from it. So I said, hey, I noticed Laguna Niguel hadn't been picked off. And that I did notice that it showed up as a ticket for both Work Market and Field Nation, but no one was tagged for either. And that was the only one that looked outstanding. So they said, you got to speak with the recruit team, or the ones that, or the, you know, the PMs and management. And so I'm like waiting 2 minutes for them to transfer me over. And I speak with the lady and say, hey, I am on my way to Thousand Oaks, but I wanted to know, is Laguna still up for grabs? Now the young lady said she would not guarantee me nor deny me the spot, but however, there were a few other cities, some northern and southern California, but the only key word I got out was beyond Laguna was Fontana. And I told her if it came down to the butt ugly, I could still be of service to Fontana, but as well as Laguna. And I told her that Fontana would be closer to what I did for the Redlands one if maybe there was a problem with Redlands and it's unbeknownst to anybody. Right now, I am on my way to Thousand Oaks. I am barely coming up on the 405 and the 105. And Google just popped up my ETA that in the hopes I'm there by 8:30. And this is in bigger hopes that hopefully a half hour to 45 minutes after that any of the staff will be there so I can go ahead and get this damn thing going and maybe get in and out of there before they either open the store or within the first half hour thereafter. With that all being said, this is something I do, ladies and gentlemen. This is something I do as a fucking job, a living. And the one thing I have told some of you individuals that have talked with me personally or have eyeballed my videos here and there from anything on the internet, this is what I live for. This is what I live for, a field service technician. And if anybody's curious that hasn't seen this hoodie before, this says field service technician. There's a nice little spiel about it on the back that a lot of people have liked. My mother got me this a couple years ago as a birthday gift. And the thing is, I wear this with pride as much as my U.S. Marines hoodie for support of my little sister. But this I wear in support of what I do and love in this business. Because, yeah, fine, I'm, putting miles on this tin can I call my car. I am going way out of my way to do what I do best. And this is to stay sharp in this industry. And this is something even the future generations or the people that are going to school right now in Long Beach City College People that I could be running into right now that want to get into this hard or barely getting the motor going. The biggest and most important thing about this is this thing will never go away. IT will never go away, like the medical industry, healthcare, and so on. But when there are these instances where I get deprived, as it were, it hurts me. It's like taking the oxygen away from me, little by little. And that's why I always, always, always ask all of you out there in cyberspace, please, pretty please, with sugar on top and all the trimmings, do whatever it takes to show your love to help me out here. Especially in these hard times that I'm going through right now. So, right now, I'm already coming up on the traffic near LAX right now, and probably going to start slowing down the speed in a second. But I want to say thank you all. Happy Friday Eve. And be safe out there. Remember, we got St. Patty's Day coming up this weekend. So be safe. Please. Peace. Tech Night out.